Hey guys, Christopher here, and welcome to part 14 of How to Pixel Art. So now we're going to finally continue the adventures of the Red Rocket Viking and get him animating and all that stuff happening. So before we get into animation though, there's still more stuff that we actually need to do. We need to get him set up for animation so that you can animate this easier. You could animate with just what's going on here, but that's not how I prefer to work. I'll show you exactly how I prefer to work. So let's get some names on these layers. When you start working with a bunch of layers, always name them. Don't be an idiot. Like, don't just have everything named layer 1, 2, 3, etc. Actually take the time to set all this up properly. So first thing, let's grab here. Actually, one thing I noticed quickly before we get into this is that I didn't recolor the boots over here. So these boots are definitely going to cross over at some point. So you want these colors to be a little bit darker as well, so that you can see that that's in the background as well. Again, just helps to separate them. So now that that's done, let's grab, make a new layer there. And we're going to go sword. And then we're going to make a new layer again, and we're going to go shield. Sword would cross over shield. So let's put it in that order. Depends on how you set up your character. I've also set this up in a very front-on way. So even though he's facing like this way, kind of, his shield is right in front, which is not really how a person would stand, really. But it makes stuff look more interesting when you've done it that way. So often when a character's running the side, they'll be slightly face towards you, because people, when they're just like directly profile and looking straight to the side, they don't look as interesting. So that's why this is the way things are done. All right, so let's grab this and this, all of this, and we'll go Apple X, cut that out, and we'll chuck that in our sword layer. Now, something that Pyxel Edit does is when you turn off these, you'll see what I mean. It always copies the block. So when you cut stuff into another new layer, it's a bit of a bug. It cuts everything regardless of what you selected. It always does it as a rectangle. So keep that in mind when you're making your stuff, if you're using Pyxel Edit, that is. Okay, so let's grab this one, and this one. All right, and we'll cut out that shield. We'll chuck that in our shield layer. Okay, so again, you'll see that that's what it's done. Erase that out. And now we're looking a lot better. So if we turn these off and look at our torso, we've got that. So he's got the shield hole still there. So the first thing to do is to fix that. So let's keep this pattern going here, I guess. Oh. Come out to, let's make his waist go out to there. Yeah, that looks good. And a little bit of a shoulder there. Okay. Cool, so that's looking better. So now we are looking set up. Yeah, cool. That's our layer's perfect. All right, I'm just going to actually keep this separate, and I'm going to just jump into the next video now, so that this is like, I guess, the setting up of the sprite. So something to keep in mind when you're doing it is think about your layers and what's going to move. Arms and shields and things like that, you're going to want them to move separately. I usually keep my legs with my torso and my head. I find it's not too hard. They don't really get in the way of each other that much, whereas these always cross over, and I just like to keep them separate, especially when you'll see it when we get into some of the other animations. Like sometimes you just want to move the arms and the shield, and it's a lot easier to have them on separate layers like we've done here. Okay, I'll see you in the next video, I guess. Thanks for watching.